Hi, Climax Shelley, Mr. Christensen here. We are very fortunate today. We have Deputy Cox here at the school, and some of you have asked some amazing questions about what it's like being an officer in Polk County and what he does for his line of work. And so we're going to be asking some of those questions today, and Deputy Cox, thank you so much for being here. Why don't you start off with telling us a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Deputy Cox. I work for the Polk County Sheriff's Office. I am based out of Crookston, so just north of here. I think last time I talked to some of the students, they were from Crookston, so they kind of know where that's at. I kind of patrol the west side of Polk County. Polk County is very large. We're about 70 miles east to west and about 50 miles north to south, so I've got this area over here. Some of you have probably seen me in the schools before the COVID hit and everything like that, but yeah, I guess I've been with the Sheriff's Office for coming up on 5 years now in February. I actually know Mr. Christensen from back home, from where I'm originally from. Mr. C actually was my youth director back in the day, so that's kind of how I know him, but we both ended up here, and I've been up in this area for about the last 8-9 years. Like I said, working for the last 5. I guess some of the things I like to do off duty, I'm a big snowmobiler and a big hunter. Those are just a couple things I like to do. Summertime, I work for some farmers around here, keep myself busy and keep myself occupied.
So our first question comes from Manaya in first grade. She asks, what does an officer do during Corona?
Obviously with the COVID-19, that's made everyone's lives a little bit more interesting and sometimes difficult for some. For us as law enforcement officers, even first responders with the ambulance crew, fire crew, stuff like that, it's made our job a little bit more difficult. We just have to take precautions. Obviously, you see I have my face mask down here, and I put that on when I go into other people's houses to protect myself and them, just to make sure. But in terms of what I have to do for my job, unfortunately, people breaking the rules and things that are happening in the world that I have to go do don't stop with COVID-19. So I have to continue to do my job, and we have to continue to push through and do the task at hand. And like I said, that goes for anyone out there in the first responder world. And that's just kind of, it's definitely made it a little more challenging. We just got to be careful with what we're doing and who we're around and everything like that. So
Our next question comes from DJ. He asks, why do officers need a car?
One reason we have our squad cars, or a cop car, squad car is what I call them, is, like I said before, we have a really big area that we cover, and we have to get from point A to point B, no different than you coming to school before COVID-19 hit. But our squad car is a tool. It's no different than some of the things you see on me now. It's something that we use and utilize to do the job, and like I said, to get from point A to point B, sometimes we chase bad guys in them, and sometimes we have to go really fast to get to where we're going because it's a emergency for someone. Someone might be hurt, someone might be in danger. That's something our squad car can help us do, is get there in a timely manner. So
This next one actually comes from Zoe and Hunter. They ask, how do you do your job, and why do you help people?
So as a sheriff's deputy, I have a lot of opportunities to help people and do my job in different ways. Obviously, my job consists of a lot of very little things. If you guys ever play with Legos, sometimes there's a lot of different pieces that come together. That's kind of like my job. It's very small pieces and each piece is a different opportunity to do something, and it all comes together to be my job. And why I do it is I enjoy helping people. I enjoy. Someone's in need, that's why they're calling us, or someone has an issue that they need taken care of. They'll call us sometimes if they need any assistance or help with that. That's something I can do to help them and answer the questions that they might have. And again, doing the job is it's very, very technical sometimes, and there's a lot of different aspects and different parts of it. So.
This next question is from Liam, Lucas, and Miles. They are asking, what kind of equipment do you wear every day?
Okay. So it sounds like there was a lot of questions on maybe some of the equipment that I use and how it works and everything like that. So obviously you guys can see I have a lot of different items and stuff on my belt here, and I can just kind of go around and kind of go in a circle. So it might be hard to see. I'll try to get it, but there's a little pouch right here that I keep extra rubber gloves on, so if I got to touch anything gross or ooey or have to do anything like that, I'll take my gloves out and I'll put them on real quick. Right behind that is it's a canister of what we call the mace, so we can spray this. You know, if someone's not behaving, we'll spray this at them, and sometimes that'll correct their behavior. Or sometimes we get a really mean dog, we'll spray it at the dog so the dog will run away because they don't like that getting in their nose. So, and the next thing I have here is my radio. So this is how I communicate with all my partners and other law enforcement out in the area, or even the fire guys, the ambulance crew. It's all can be programmed on this radio. I can change it like a TV channel almost to talk to them. And then the mic comes up here. Kind of hard to see with the video, but it blends in with my uniform. It comes up here and clips right in. And then I just have an extra set of keys right here, along with, I have 2 sets, so one goes on my radio, one goes right here. And then here, we call these mags for my pistol over here. So just in case something bad happens, I just have some extra ammo if I need to. And then right here, I got some handcuffs. So I got 2 sets of handcuffs just in case. And I know there was some question on how these work, so it's pretty simple. I can kind of go up here. Your hands go in these circles, and all I do is they click and they rotate through, and you click them shut again. And there's a spot on here we can lock them so they won't go in, they won't twist anymore, they won't tighten up, and they won't come out. So that's kind of how handcuffs work, and we only put those on people that are really misbehaving. So, and only if we need to make sure that they're not going to come hurt us or anything like that. So, and then on the very end here, I can back up, but this is my gun. And like I kind of mentioned, we only take our gun out if something really bad is happening to us and we need to protect ourselves, or say you guys in a situation. I know there's some questions on how guns work and stuff like that, but guns are very dangerous. You got to be careful with them. If you guys have any questions, you know, ask mom and dad about them. But definitely, if you see one out in the open, don't touch it unless there's an adult around. Okay, so just keep that in mind, guys. If I happen to be walking around the school and you guys see me in the future, just be careful with this too, because sometimes if you get your finger in there, they can go off, and I don't want you guys to get hurt or myself. Okay, so. And then I got one more thing. This is the taser up here. So I'll actually pull this out real quick. But the taser, what it does is it basically, this cartridge right here, it will shoot out 2 prongs, or basically thumbtacks, and there'll be a metal wire that comes back to it. And what that does is it goes into a person and it basically shocks them and makes them kind of lose control. And again, we only use that if someone's being really naughty. And so we can, again, get our handcuffs on so they're not going to hurt us or anyone else around us. But again, we can turn this on, and if we can try to get it, you can see there's a little laser that it shoots out right here. And what that does, it just helps us aim the taser when we want to deploy it or use it on someone. So that's, again, you got to be careful if you guys see law enforcement or police officers walking around, because we do have some stuff that can hurt you guys if it's not used properly or in the right way. So just if you have any questions, always just come up and ask us what it is if you want to know. Okay.
Great questions, kids. Now we're going to go outside and take a look at Deputy Cox's squad car. There's a lot of interesting things to take a look at.
This is my squad car. So it is a 2018 Chevy Tahoe. And I'm on the list to get a new one next year. So I'll have a nice 2021 Tahoe next year to drive around in. But as you can see, I got my lights on right now. So obviously, if you guys talk to your parents, if you see flashing red and blue lights behind you, just make sure you can pull over, because when we have our lights on, it means we're just trying to get somewhere quick and make sure we're getting there in a timely manner. So, and we usually have our siren going right here. And if we don't have our siren on, sometimes that means we're just trying to be sneaky, getting to where we want. We don't want the bad guys to know that we're coming. But so those are kind of the lights. We can do a walk around of them here in a little bit, but obviously I got them all around. There's some on the back, some on the front. But and you guys can see here, I got this big old piece of metal on the front. So this is my push bumper. And you can see this bottom part here is it's a lot bigger and a lot thicker. So this is for if I'm chasing a bad guy, I can use this and I can try to maneuver his car to try to get him to stop. And I've definitely had about 4 or 5 of these on this squad car. I've definitely used them. They're worth their weight in gold. So they protect not only from damaging the car more, but they protect the internals, the motor, stuff like that, so I can keep going if something bad happens. So So that's kind of my car right there. I got my spotlight right here. So if I'm trying to light up the school or something behind you here in the video, I can shine it and it'll light up the whole area. So, all right, guys. So this is the inside of my car, and as some of you probably heard earlier, this is my office. This is where I spend most of my day. I can spend sometimes 8 to 10 hours in my car. I got kind of all sorts of stuff up here. So we'll try to get the camera here so you guys can see. But obviously, you got my computer right there. That's where I can see if I get a call. They'll put it on the computer and it'll pop up. You can kind of see there's a few calls along the county and everything like that. And as you can see, this area right here, that's kind of where my finger just filled in, that's all of Polk County, and I get this whole area on the west side. So you guys can see how big we are, just the area that we have to patrol. But so like I said, the inside of my spotlight, I can move it around like this. I have my radar right up here, so that's where I can see how fast people are going. And then you kind of go down below here, it's got my radio. That's how I talk to everyone. I'm gonna move that real quick. This is my basically my control box for all my lights, my siren. I have a PA system that I can use that's right over there. And then this is the radio. This again, it's kind of like my portable radio. I can change all my channels to who I need to talk to and everything like that. If you look across the seat, I just have some miscellaneous stuff. I got my 2 firearms in here just in case I need some little more firepower going into a call, or if there's a really bad guy, I need to use one of them. But and then on the seat over here, I just have a bunch of paperwork, kind of my miscellaneous forms, some extra gear just in case I need anything like that. So, all right, and this is the back seat. So sometimes being in the back seat of a cop car isn't the worst thing, but this is where we put people that are misbehaving. As you can see, we got some bars on the window. Every once in a while, we'll get people that try to kick out our windows, so this kind of prevents them from being able to get out if they're really trying. Same thing, we got a divider between us and them on both sides. I won't lie, they are not built for comfort, so hopefully you guys aren't in here too long. And if I need to give you a ride though, I will put you in the back, but like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world. So, all right, and this is the trunk obviously, so I got some extra gear back here, just I can kind of go through it real quick. But I have these are my spike strips that I can take out and throw on the road if I need to, if there's a bad guy trying to run away from us. Obviously I got my fire extinguisher. Put out a few fires with these. We want them. You want to make sure that they're securely in there, otherwise they'll flop around and sometimes they'll go off, and that's not very fun. So then I got my my helmet and some of my other stuff just in case I got to go into a bad situation. My gas mask, if I got to throw that on, is right there. I got some other things, my shovel just in case I get stuck in the snow. This is my medical bags. So like I said, we talked about me going to medical calls where I got stuff in there I can treat you. And this is just kind of my evidence container, or my scene processing. So I got evidence bags, fingerprint kit, stuff like that. So if I got to do some NCIC investigation, I can kind of whip that out and kind of go from there. So.
All right, well, thank you very much, Deputy Cox, for talking to us a little bit more about your job. And when we see you around school in the future, we'll make sure that we say hi.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. So stay safe and listen to your teachers, all right? Even if you're not seeing them in person.